Hey, so we just tore out some of our summer crops in our beds, and before we transition to the fall garden, we need to find the perfect soil. So in this video, we're going to show you how we're going to find the perfect soil pH for our garden. And we're going to start right now. What's going on, YouTube gardeners? It's your boy Sydney from the Nakid Gardening channel. In this video, we're going to start preparing for our fall garden. And before we do that, we would like to know what's the pH level are for these beds. And also we want to check, later on, we're going to check for the NPK readings to find out where the NPK levels are for each of the beds as well. But today we're just going to focus on the pH levels. Now, some of y'all are probably wondering, why would you want to check your pH levels? Certain plants require a certain soil pH to take up nutrients for them to feed off of. I've got this book that my wife's daughter got for me for Christmas, and I've learned different things in this book on what plants to grow in different types of soil level. Also, if it lets you know what type of fertilizer to feed it, how much it needs watering, different types of companion plants and compatible plants. But one thing particular in here that I like is that I was just looking through this to find out what, for our fall garden, what soil is required. And I learned that a lot of peppers, eggplants, and cucumbers and tomatoes require very acidic soil. So that kind of explains why our containers, the peppers in our container plants, especially our fabric containers, are thriving very well because of the peat moss that's in there, along with other soil amendments that we added in there compared to what they were in the bed. Now, these beds were brought by a landscaping company that for the soil. I didn't do too thorough research. Normally, I do a lot of research on different companies, but I was just looking for more bang for the buck. And when we got this soil, yes, it was cheaper than buying the bag soil. However, it didn't have the required nutrients that the plants needed to thrive on in here. So that was one of the mistakes that we made throughout the summer. Why the plants most of the times didn't take off as fast as that we would like them to, compared to what the plants that we had in container soil. So I bought this little small kit from Home Depot. It's called the Luster Leaf Rapid Test Soil Kit, and put it right there. And what it does is it has four types of kits. It has your pH level, check your NPK, your nutrient nitrogen level, your potassium level, and your phosphorus level. And what it wants you to do is we're going to do from each bed. We got some containers that we're going to dig at least 4 inches in each of the beds. Take that soil and do a soil test from there. So let's go ahead and start on that. So this one is going to be our regular bed, and we're going to dig about 4 inches below. And luckily, I'm not sure if y'all can see that or not, it has your 1, 2, 3, 4 inches on there. And I'm going to dig about that deep into there and grab some soil. Now, you don't want to touch the soil with your hand, because you might have some oils or some type of chemicals, whatever imbalance might happen with it. So when you're looking through the soil here, you want to make sure there's no organic matter, like no twigs, no grass, wood chips, anything of that nature. We'll probably weed this out with a spoon. But I'm gonna put this in here to let you know from there. And then next, we'll go over to our compost bed. All right, so we have came inside, got our soil already ready. It comes with this little, I guess, doubler or whatever that you want to use with your water. You want to use the perfect water to use is either a distilled water or bottled water. You don't want to use a tap water or any mineral water because it's going to throw the pH off. And then it also comes with these capsules that you add in here. So what you have to do or need to do is you'll fill this up with your soil up to this line, and then you will put the capsule on there, and then you will fill this up with the water, and you want to shake it up for about a minute and let it settle for about 5 minutes, and from there it should tell you your around about pH level. So we're going to do that right now and then come back and figure out what the pH level is. We're going to start with the regular one, then we'll go with the compost, the hugelkultur, the worm tower, then the modified sisters. All right. All right, so going by this, let's see if we can get it good. This looks like it is about a neutral, anywhere from a neutral to alkaline level in the regular bed. So now we're going to test the other ones. If you have multiple beds like I do, and you want to figure out what your beds are, later at the end of the video, I'm going to show you if you want to add more of a acidic soil, what to do on there. We're going to finish doing a test of the rest of these, and then we're going to go from there. So we just got done doing our pH level test, and it seems like the worm tower bed has been doing the best one because of its acidic level in there. Most plants want to be anywhere from a 6.0 to 6.5 ish time range of your pH level. So now we kind of understand why this bed has been thriving compared to the other beds. I did a chart just from by that book that I was showing y'all. Not sure if y'all can see this or not, but just from going by in that book, the beans need to be in around a 6.2 to 7.5, and it doesn't need nitrogen since it takes the carbon monoxide, the air from outside, and convert it into nitrogen into the soil. Then you got your Brussels sprouts, your cabbage. So it looks like I'm going to probably make this regular bed into our compost bed. And the things I'm going to only plant in there are going to be probably like dill. Looks like down here. Let's see if we can move that over. We got peppers that need to be around the 5.5, 7.0. Eggplants should be at 5.5, 6.5. Cucumbers 5.5 up to 7.0. Sweet potatoes need acidic soil, so it needs to be around a 5.0 to 6.0. And what else? Tomatoes are kind of acidic or need to be in an acidic soil. Carrots need to be in acidic soil from a 5.5, 6.5, and so on. So we're just going to do this regular bed with basically a high acidic soil area. And for the other crops, especially in this compost bed, we'll probably do something. We'll probably do it in a regular 6.5. We'll probably do the hugelkultur boy bed here, 6.5. We'll keep this one at a neutral acidic level here. And then since we want to do a lot of carrots and stuff and corn later in the springtime, summertime, and everything, and garlic, I think garlic you can almost grow that into anything as long as the soil is not as compact. But we'll definitely gonna go from there. Next. All right, now on this rapid soil test kit, if your soil pH is too high, it gives you materials that you can use to lower your pH level, and it lets you know if you have sandy, loamy, or clay type of soil, and how much to add per ounce of 100 square foot. Now, if you're not able to find any of these minerals or materials to lower your pH level, you can use coffee grounds, or tea grounds. You can use ash if you have a fire pit, or if you burn any wood or anything of that nature, as long as it's not pressure treated or has any chemicals in it. You can use compost if you do your own compost. If you have pine needles, I know a lot of people don't like to use pine needles as mulch or anything in there, but if you add pine needles to your side as a side dressing or top dressing, it will help lower the acidic levels or raise the acidic levels in there. If you have peat moss, you can put peat moss or coconut coir into your as a top dressing in your beds to help get the right level of the acidic levels that you're trying to require to obtain. If you collect rainwater, or if you're using, or if you have vinegar at hand. Now, if you're going to use vinegar, I would suggest starting about a tablespoon per gallon and doing a before test and after test of a small area just to see how your plants do. Wait about 24 to 48 hours. If your plants are doing okay, then I would suggest, go ahead and doing the vinegar from there. But only the start with a small dosage as always, and do a test spray or foliage spray or anything of that nature. So at the 6.5, that's where you want to get your soil at, so that way your plants can pull in all the nutrients from the soil to help thrive. So when you're fertilizing, it can be able to pull up all the NPK and other macronutrients from the soil to help it stay healthy, fight off bugs and other insects. So if you like these type of videos, I'm gonna put a card right there of our playlist, and I'm also put a card right here of something that YouTube would like for you to watch. And to the next video, let's grow together.